Throughout history, some of the most terrifying creatures to ever walk the earth have vanished into extinction. The biggest, the fiercest, now gone, leaving behind only bones and questions. But we're not talking about the usual names. Not the T-Rex, not the Spinosaurus. This story is about the forgotten monsters, the ones that time buried quietly. There once lived an enormous ape, a beast known as Gigantopithecus. It moved through the bamboo forests and misty mountains of China, India, and Vietnam thousands of years ago. Towering at nearly 3 meters tall and weighing over 1,200 pounds, it was a giant among primates. It was a plant eater, yes, but not something you'd want to run into. Its sheer strength was enough to keep predators at bay, and if a human had wandered too close, it might not have walked away. No one truly knows why it vanished. Perhaps climate change. Perhaps we were the threat. Long before modern life as we know it, the earth was crawling with oversized horrors. One of them was a massive scorpion, nearly a meter long. It looked like its modern-day cousin, only far more nightmarish. Sharp claws, a venomous stinger, and it could inject a terrifying amount of venom in a single strike. Back then, the world was filled with giants. Cockroaches the size of cats, dragonflies as big as hawks, millipedes stretching out 3 meters long. Nature, unchecked and monstrous. And in the rivers of South America, something even more fearsome lurked beneath the surface. A crocodile, but not like the ones we see today. This one was called Purosaurus, and it was a behemoth. 13 meters long. Massive jaws that could swallow a human whole. It wasn't just large, it was dominant. So powerful, it could have battled the T-Rex and come out on top. But the most terrifying of all didn't walk the land or swim the waters. It came from the sky. A winged predator so massive it defied belief. Quetzalcoatlus, a flying creature with a wingspan wider than a small plane and a height rivaling a giraffe. It didn't just soar. It hunted, watching from above, silent and unseen, until it struck. The earth was once home to monsters. Real ones. They lived, they ruled, and they disappeared. But for a time, they were unstoppable. As tall as a giraffe. That's how massive some of them were. Their wingspans stretched anywhere from 12 to 15 meters, making them as large as a small airplane. But what really made them bizarre were their proportions. Long, almost cartoonishly thin legs, an extended neck, a sharp, narrow beak, and then a small body, with wings that were surprisingly short for a creature that could fly. Scientists now believe they didn't actually hunt in the air. Instead, they stalked their prey from the ground. Silent, towering, searching for anything they could catch and swallow whole. That may have included animals the size of a dog, or possibly even a full-grown human. Now imagine something even deeper. Something hiding beneath the ocean's surface. Megalodon. This was the largest species of shark to ever live. While today's great white sharks can grow to about 20 feet long and weigh over 7,000 pounds, Megalodon made them look tiny. Estimates place it at over 60 feet in length. That's the size of a city bus, and it weighed anywhere from 50 to 100 tons. It only went extinct about 2.6 million years ago, which means it lived alongside creatures we still know today. Giant sea turtles, porpoises, even whales. If it had survived, it would be one more terrifying reason to never, ever go swimming in the open ocean. But before dinosaurs ever ruled the world, monsters were already here. Gorgonops, a terrifying predator from over 260 million years ago. Back then, dinosaurs hadn't even arrived yet, but Gorgonops had already taken the throne. It was fast, aggressive, a lethal predator that ruled its ecosystem. Growing between 6 to 10 feet in length, it dominated not just with speed, but with its weapon-like teeth. Massive canines so large, they nearly stuck out past its lower jaw. And then came the birds. But not the ones you know. They were called terror birds, and they lived up to the name. In South America, and even parts of North America, these massive flightless predators were the apex hunters before the rise of big cats and other meat-eating mammals. They couldn't fly, but they could run. Fast. Some scientists believe they could reach speeds close to that of a cheetah. And they were huge. The largest species grew up to 3 meters tall and weighed nearly half a ton. But it was their heads that made them deadly. Their skulls could grow up to a meter long, and with their hooked beaks, they could kill with a single blow. A dog would be swallowed in one gulp. But they didn't stop there. These birds may have hunted and killed prey even larger, including horses, camels, and possibly even early humans, if the timing had aligned. Still, the ground wasn't the only place to fear. In the humid, tropical forests, something was slithering. Titanoboa, the largest snake the Earth has ever seen. Measuring up to 15 meters long and weighing over a ton, it lived around 60 million years ago in swamps and rainforests. It didn't use venom to kill. It used sheer strength, just like a modern boa constrictor. Only this snake could crush bones and bodies like paper. There was almost nothing it couldn't overpower. If you've ever seen a boa swallow a guinea pig whole, imagine that. Only you are the guinea pig. It's a good thing this monster no longer exists. But some things didn't slither. They crawled. And if you've ever seen a centipede or a millipede creeping through your backyard and thought, "Nope, I'm out," well, you haven't seen anything yet. If you've ever looked at a giant centipede and thought those things were horrifying, then you might want to stop listening. Because there was something far worse. Arthropleura, a massive millipede-like creature that could grow up to 3 meters long. 3 full meters. It had almost no predators. And to this day, scientists still aren't sure. Was it a hunter or just a terrifying giant that ate plants? Either way, one thing is certain. You wouldn't want to run into one. Imagine that thing crawling through a forest, or worse, toward you. And finally, the king of the ancient seas, Mosasaurus. Fossil evidence shows it could grow up to 50 feet in length, making it one of the largest marine predators in Earth's history. Its head was shaped like a crocodile's, long, powerful, and filled with hundreds of razor-sharp teeth. It didn't just hunt, it shredded its prey. Even the best armored creatures of its time didn't stand a chance. Nearly 3 times the size of the Liopleurodon, which was terrifying enough on its own, the Mosasaurus was a true monster. It was so massive, it could swallow a small boat in just one bite. Imagine that. One moment, you're floating peacefully on the surface. The next, gone, consumed by a ghost from Earth's prehistoric past. Musical note / background fades in, ambient, deep tones. These creatures, once real, once dominant, now live only in fossils and shadows. But their legacy? That still echoes through the bones they left behind.